Yes, I read that.
Yeah.
Howdy. Thanks. All right. So, quiz 6. Deadline is extended to today midnight because I forgot to post it on Friday. If you haven't done that, make sure you go ahead and finish your quiz 6. What else? Assignment 3, the deadline is extended to Wednesday. We're going to talk about data analysis today, and then hopefully you can have a better idea how to organize your data and then submit that by Wednesday midnight. Your midterm grades are posted on eCampus. Go ahead and check it out. I used percentage, so whatever you got, it's up there. And if you have questions, just let me know and we can talk about it. All right, so today we're going to talk about the analysis software that we're going to use. And then we're going to talk about descriptive statistics and inferential statistics very briefly. Do you guys know about this? No? Okay, we'll briefly talk about this. The original plan was just let you guys work on the data analysis, and now that I know you guys might have signed up without the 301 and 302, I'll just briefly go over that, and if you have questions, I will just come over and then answer your questions. Thanks. All right, and then I'll let you do data analysis on your own. Okay. So you can use either SPSS, R, or Jamovi for your data analysis if you have taken data analysis class before. There's other software like Stata, what else? In stats department, they have their own software, but I'm more familiar with those 3 softwares. If you have questions, I can help you answer those questions if you use these 3 softwares. If you use other softwares, I might not be able to tell you what to do, I guess. All right, so right now I'm going to just show you how to do analysis in Jamovi because it's free and it's easy to navigate. For R, you kind of need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to type syntax. And then SPSS, it's available on campus, but if you want to get it on your computer, it's super expensive. So we're gonna focus on Jamovi. Have you guys downloaded Jamovi? Okay, good. If you haven't, make sure you download that. So first of all, you need to download Jamovi, and then you need to add modules. And you need to do it through the upper right of the window once you open Jamovi. There's a plus sign. Once you click that, you need to click on Manage Installed. And then under the Installed tab, you'll see those modules. And you just need to add them. It's pretty simple. And those modules allows you to add graphs, do simple analysis. Also, you can find more information. I put a link on the notes section of the PowerPoint slides. You can go over there, and then this website tells you how to navigate around Jamovi if you need more information. Actually, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you get into the software, you just play around, you can kind of figure out how to do it, but there's a website if you need it. What else? Let me think. Okay, we'll continue. If you haven't done this, just download the PowerPoint after class and then follow the steps. So descriptive and inferential statistics, the difference is that descriptive, they describe data, while inferential helps us make prediction from the data. And basically, we use descriptive statistic to get the sample mean, which is the average. We call it the mean. and standard deviation. If you don't understand them, it's fine. But it will be helpful if you take stats in the future after you have practiced it with our project. Also, it allows you to make a bar chart, so you can show like for example, you have 4 groups, and then the mean for group 1 is 8.35. You kind of know this, right? It's not necessary in stats only. It's also in a lot of other majors. Okay, so after you got the descriptives, you will perform inferential statistics, and those are like t-test, ANOVA, and post hoc. And you might not know what they mean if you haven't taken the stats yet. So basically, if you have 2 groups, let's say in your design, you have 2 groups. I can't remember your design, but I'm going to use my design again. So let's say I have a romantic love condition and then a sexual desire condition. And then I have 2 groups, right? And my dependent variables will be, let's say their emotions. I want to measure their emotions. So the mean for romantic love group might be different from the sexual desire group. But how can I tell that? I will need to perform t-tests to make sure the differences are significant. I don't know if it makes sense now, but so let's say, okay, here. Let's say for romantic love, the mean is 3, and then for sexual desire, the mean is say 5. So it's a little bit more than romantic love. And for emotion, I'm talking about, I'll just say love. And then this is romantic love. This is sexual desire. You guys see this? All right. And the scale is from 0 to, let's say, 10. And how do I know if they're different enough? Maybe statistically they're the same. It's just due to chance that this group has lower numbers than the other group. In order to test the differences, we'll use the t-test. Okay, it's just a test to let you compare 2 groups. And then ANOVA is a test that lets you compare more than 2 groups. If you have 3 groups, so this is 5 again, and then this is 7. And then I will need to use ANOVA to compare the 4 groups. Basically, t-test and ANOVA, they're the same. If we were just talking about how it works, it just one allows you to compare 2, and the other one allows you to compare more than 2. Okay. All right. In the group, I think in the beginning, I asked you to have at least one person know stats. Is that the case? Do you guys have one person? Okay. Okay, and you guys? Okay, all right, so make sure you have at least one person know about stats, and then you can kind of tell the others like how it works or the behind logic, why we're doing it. You don't have to teach them like exactly how it works or the logic behind it. You just tell them, okay, this is what we do, and we use it for what kind of test. Okay. So in Jamovi, in order to get descriptives, you can go to exploration and then go to descriptives. You will drag your variable to the variable box. let's say age. If you are interested in the average age of your sample, you just drag age to descriptives. And then you will check frequency, sample size, mean, standard deviation, and range. And then it will spit out a table to tell you all that information. Right? And it looks like this. So you just drag your variables from this part to here. And then you would check frequency table, sample size, and missing. So it tells you how many, and it's like how many people you have in your sample. And then missing is how many people are missing the data. Like they did the survey, but they didn't answer the question. And then standard deviation, range, mean. I think that's enough. Okay. So for t-test, again, it's comparing two groups' means. You will click Analysis tab and then select t-test. You will slide your dependent variable to the dependent variable box. That's pretty straightforward. And then your condition. So when you assign your participants into different conditions, you will give them a number. I'm going to use your group as an example. So you guys have rock, scissors, papers, right? And then neutral. So let's say neutral is condition 1, and then rock is condition 2, scissors condition 3, and then paper is condition 4. So you will slide your condition, the 1, 2, 3, 4, into grouping variable. And then it will give you the variables split by condition. So you have neutral means, and then rock means, scissors means, and then papers means. Okay, and then under the test, you will check students. That's a traditional t-test. And you will also check Welsh. That's the corrected version of t-test. You don't need to know what they mean. Just know that Welsh is more accurate, especially when you have a smaller sample size, or if you have a sample that's skewed. Let's say everyone is high, and you only have like a couple people is low, and then Welsh kind of corrects that. Okay. Okay, so you just leave group 1 equals group 2. You don't need to worry about what that means. Just leave it like that. And then under the additional statistics, you check effect size, descriptives, and descriptive plots. It gives you more information about it. So we were just talking about that example. And the means, 3, 7, 5, 5, those will be descriptives, because those are averages. And then the plots will be this thing that it will show you. Effect size, you don't need to know how to describe or interpret it yet. Just know it's useful, and you can report that. If you're interested, I also included a link in the notes section. It tells you a little bit more details about those concepts, if you're interested. Any questions so far? Yeah.
For our project, so the variables, how would we find mean, or how would we record, like to find descriptive statistics, right? Because
that would be frequency.
Frequency?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many times they show up in the rock condition?
Yeah.
How many people use rocks? How many people use?
As mean?
Huh?
Would that function as our mean?
No, that would be more like frequencies.
Okay, but then
Yeah.
so then whenever we're running like t-tests, would we run it on frequency? Are we able to do that?
I think so, because for you guys, try to have same number of participants in each group.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if one person has if a group has higher frequency, let's say this group is rock, and then you have higher frequency. Also, it might be different from, it depends on your study design, and we can talk about that if each group has their own questions. So let's say this is rock, and then this is the condition. And then you're looking at frequencies of rock, then say scissors, and paper. So apparently rock has, more people use rocks in the rock condition. And then we can use that. And then the same goes with the scissors condition. You're comparing the three groups. Let's say rock is lower, scissors is higher, and then papers is lower. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think for you guys, you would use correlation more. Yeah. Yep. So you don't have to use t-test and ANOVA. There's correlation that you can use. See if they're correlated. Good question. Good question. This is tiny. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Any other questions? We good? Okay. And then ANOVA is comparing more than two groups mean. You click on the analysis tab and then select ANOVA. Again, you will slide the DV to the dependent variable box, slide the condition to the fixed factors box. It's the same thing as groups, it just they say it differently. This is the fixed factors box, and then this is the grouping variable box. Basically the same thing. And then under effect size, you will choose this thing. It's called eta squared. Again, you don't need to know what it means if you haven't taken the class. And under post hoc test, you will, not drug, sorry, this is, you will put your dependent variable onto the right and check Bufferoni. Drug is an example. Originally, I was gonna use the example that they have, but it's gonna make it more complicated. So just use your dependent variable. And under plot, you will check observed scores. It gives you a better idea. It gives you plots like that. Okay, so for ANOVA, for those who doesn't know, it's an omnibus test, which means it tells you whether there's a difference among the four groups, but it doesn't tell you which group is different from which group. Does that make sense? So let's say we have 3, 7, 5, 5, and ANOVA tells you that there's a difference among the four groups, and the p-value is less than 0.05. Usually in social science we use 0.05. And then we need to figure out which group is different from which group, right? We don't know if it's 3 is significantly different from 5, or is 3 not significantly different from 5. It's just 3 versus 7. We will need a post hoc to tell you that. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. I don't know if online students can see that because I switched the camera to that one. If you guys can't see the whiteboard, let me know. No questions? Okay. So that's it. Now you can start working on your data analysis. Make sure you use Excel spreadsheet so that Jamovi can read your data set. I put an example data sheet on eCampus, so you can take a look how it's supposed to be like. You have a participant number row, column, not row, column, and then you have a condition column, and then you have those means, like column by column. And I'll be here, just feel free to ask questions throughout the section. Same goes with online students. All right, get to it.
It was a lot more what I'm trying to think of, can we create a Jamovi file that we can all work on?
Well, I was thinking that first we need to make a spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't have like numbers to put in
I
something.
think you can. Like, what numbers do we put?
So you know how we have our Rosenberg scale?
Yeah.
We need to make that into actual numbers, like I have to,
And
I
I-
have to do that.
Yeah, I was like, do you know like how to do that? Cause like we have the percent and we have like the 1, 2, 3, 4 percent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put
Okay,
it somewhere here.
I made a Google sheet in our shared drive called
Okay.
data spreadsheet.
Did all y'all's friends say that they submitted it? I was like, cause I don't think it'll matter cause it's percent, it's like group 1 is 23, group 2 is 30.
Yeah, that means
Yeah.
7 people didn't do it because we should have had 60, right?
Yeah.
No, we should have had
I
75.
was gonna say, cause James submitted some too. So we should have 75.
I guess some people just didn't do it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Where should I add the links to articles doc?
Oh, what?
The doc in our drive is called the links to articles for that first assignment.
Oh,
I'm gonna put the instructions for the Rosenberg scale.
okay. Yeah.
And honestly, I can delete this link.
Yeah, like, yeah. I was like, I didn't even know they had it on there.
Okay, I'll tell this Rosenberg.
I was like, cause we have the articles already.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can use this one, if you guys like all the different things, but yeah, and so I'm wondering if we need to do each one, just for each one, like that over there, they get where.
Okay, and then we also need to open up the example spreadsheet.
So I just posted the PowerPoints to eCampus. If you need the steps, you can go ahead and download them, follow the steps. And on each slide, there's a link to more detailed information if you need that. And you can ask me if you have questions.
I think it's like the last one on, like if you press for project, it's the last one
Yeah.
there.
It's binary function. So like, I'm not sure if it's right now. It is the No, but yeah, mine is just,
Okay, I don't know if ours is gonna look much like this, cause we only have like,
I was gonna
One
say,
variable.
do we wanna make it like, you know, self affirmations and then self affirmations? And then on the y-axis, make it like the intervals for
Mr. Wan,
self-esteem.
Yeah.
would you mind taking a look at,
So like on here,
I do mind.
we can make it like.
Just give me a second. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh, gotcha.
1 second.
I was like, why?
Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird because people don't know what they put first. So,
oh, I think we have one person, I think. Just tell me like, one person active. We're giving people one, and then she did give her, she go like what they did.
And then are you on Excel doing it?
I'm just referring to his Excel actual one,
Oh, gotcha.
but we're working on the Google one, so we can be on it at the same time.
Okay. No, I'm sorry, I'm just, I'm just,
Yeah, you're all
what's
set.
going on, yeah.
we call it the Safari one.
Okay, so do we just wanna put like the percent by where the number should be?
I was like,
So,
I was like,
what we need to do, let's start with group one,
Can you just make sure mine is, that's right?
and we're gonna go to responses.
first.
and we wanna see it individual, I feel like at some
Okay,
rate it's
that's
not
it.
something.
How do we see individual?
So, you're
Click
there.
on individual at the top.
Do you have anything like age? Nothing?
So,
And then you can scroll through like
Well,
this is
that's fine.
Anything like
Yeah.
reaction tool for the future, should you like collecting data about like their age, gender, things like that?
Yeah, because if you only have one test, you won't have a lot of storage detail, right? But if you have.
Do you want me to go
age,
through
you
and
can
assign them to
see,
group 1 or group 2 for the first thing?
Are younger people
Like the
more
first
likely
row?
to define
Yeah, like I can
older
go through
people
and say, like,
define, or it doesn't
participant.
make sense? No, it doesn't make
Well,
a difference.
on
Well,
here,
because
there's-
Or,
it's 2% because they're not the same
genders.
number of people,
Or
don't
man,
they?
a market could be.
that, the
It's
whole
a
test will take care of that.
Okay.
A lot of these
because
are-
we can still, we find their average, we'll find the
They're
Rosenberg
not affected.
score, and then we'll say, like, these scores are
Well,
compared.
if you can
So
find.
right
who
now,
they
all
are,
we're doing
you
is we're
can
just trying to
match
come up
the
with the
data.
Rosenberg scale.
What I'm saying is, do you want me to fill out
No,
these
you
first
can-
two sheets
all
with
of them
participant
can
and
be,
condition?
you know,
Yes,
Okay.
please, but the thing is, we don't
But
have the
how do you know
participant
which
thing,
ones
because
to
we
use?
didn't
Because we collected.
use like some
in
sort
our-
of
in our
fancy
spreadsheet,
survey
we
that
have-
randomly.
Oh, you have.
So,
the
like,
age?
Yeah.
I figured
Okay,
we would
okay.
just like give them
Okay,
a number.
if that's the case.
Yeah, I figured we'll just do
go back
like
and ask
response
their
1
age
on group 1 is
really
participant
quickly.
1, response 2 is
And
participant 2.
think
That's where I
about
was gonna
what
go.
Like at the, like here,
Oh,
it'll
okay.
say the, yeah.
I kind of thought that he had like actually like assigned.
If
the-
it's in person, that's how it usually
And
goes.
then you can use.
Should
Oh,
we
like
ask
if
him
it's-
about that?
We can. I mean, it's just kind of,
Their,
you give them a number.
Okay.
yeah, kind of like if they're.
We can't, like even if it is the exact order.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's just number up, because you're right, these aren't the actual numbers they use to assign conditions, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't assign them to
Which gives us more details
Okay.
and then you can tell.
Yes, if you'll
how
number-
direction to have a.
I just
One,
do like
choose
1 through
now.
1 through
Yeah.
23, and then for the next one, I'll do
Because
1
if you
through
find
23.
something.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just- I think you just keep
and that asks
going.
you, Those other.
You don't start out at one
factors
again, you
that
just
will
keep.
be-
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Is it because they are young kids or, and you can't answer that question. So, but for now, if we're just talking about your main hypothesis,
What goes in
we have.
Conditions should, oh, I think you went over a row. It's
Oh,
just all-
I'm not doing 24. I didn't write that. I don't know.
Oh,
who did.
so they are.
Oh.
Do those not go there?
Oh, okay.
No, this
Yeah.
would just be conditional
Okay.
1. This
Yeah.
is group 1.
So you're gonna
Oh,
type
gotcha.
1 23 times.
That's your.
And then don't we add another 30 participants?
Yes, I'm adding
Oh,
it right
so
now.
right now you only have.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we only have 20.
Okay,
And then condition 2 is that.
usually I would just assign them, control is one, maybe this. Okay, you can try it.
And then we also noticed that,
And then
we
I
don't have
will
that post office.
know that what we put right, the variables we put in there.
We don't.
Oh.
We didn't.
The buffer only?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like?
Maybe,
was
maybe
it?
you need to add the
It
modules.
just has a bunch of like twos
Dude,
and
no,
ones.
that's
so I don't know
fine.
what that
They're
means.
just, a lot of details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you take the steps.
I have no idea.
I don't think it's stats, I only go in, so I'll.
Okay.
I never put stats
Um,
on
I
spreadsheet.
take it for econ, which I don't think makes a difference.
In my stats class, we
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
anyway.
think it really makes,
No.
makes a difference.
So I think we make it
But
like,
the different,
um,
post hoc test.
like amount of 1s,
is
amount of 2s, amount of
corrects
3s, amount of
different
4s.
assumptions.
Like for the
So you know when
results.
we do this kind of test.
So we're adding up the
Like we're
results,
assuming
so.
sample is evenly distributed.
So we're not gonna do
We're
the 4
assuming,
individually, we're just doing total.
There's no.
Do you want me to add a row
Yeah.
of gender and assign like 1 to women, male to 2?
It's all the details, but.
Well, no, because we didn't
Express
take
that,
the gender
but
into account during our
you
study.
don't have it.
Oh, we asked what their gender was, so if we wanted to look at that variable.
No, it's.
We could technically, but I don't know what it actually says since we haven't talked about it anywhere so far. I feel like it would look kind of.
I don't know, I just thought if we needed extra stuff in the paper, we would
Yeah.
say like, men on average had a higher self-esteem.
I think we'll wait for that,
Yeah.
and if something happens that we need to, then we could, because we'd have to possibly go.
Yeah,
back,
it's like, cause in none of our like papers so far have
Yeah.
mentioned gender.
Okay, so I'm on the group 1 form,
Mhm.
and I'm scrolling down to the first response for the Rosenberg. Probably the easiest to write it out.
Yeah.
Do you, Francis, want to have the responses up, and I'll have the like
I can do that.
Rosenberg calculation thing, and you can tell me what they are, and I can write them down.
Yeah.
Try that.
Well, you already installed everything, you just like, oh, you put it in, yeah.
Is it working now?
What are you doing right now?
So.
I'm reading the responses.
Yeah, so you're on group one, you're on individual responses, you're on first one?
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And if you want to start the same thing for group two, yeah.
Group two?
There is a spreadsheet.
Do you want me to tell you the responses?
Data sets.
How are you calculating them?
So there's a,
Like if you pull up the Rosenberg scale.
there's a doc in the drive,
What's the dot called?
Rosenberg scale.
You might want to use correlation actually.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because another assumption is that
Yeah,
your
it's like
dependent
8
variable
now
needs
or
to be
something like that.
Are you just?
Um,
So I wanna
It's
say
not really continuous, it's still categorical.
that you give them an average. Is it an average or do you add?
The way.
No, you add them, you add them.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So the first one strongly agrees.
so this is participant one, group one.
Yeah.
Five variant regressions, like that, where.
And so the first statement is, I feel that I'm straightforward, right?
Strongly agree.
Right.
Or no, on the whole, I'm
And then
satisfied with myself.
If in the control, we
Oh,
we just have
this
a
is a
real
lot of
question.
words.
Where did group two go?
Yeah.
So on the whole, I am satisfied with myself. That's a strongly agree.
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually.
And then at times, I think I am no good at all.
It's not a NOVA.
So basically what we'll go through is,
Okay.
And disagree?
Yeah.
we add all of these together, I think around 1.5, and then we minus all the R's.
Positive for
Yeah.
Right. So just like,
Yeah, so make sure you read the little bottom thing about this.
those are subtracted, right? So if it's strongly agreed, we add 5, if it's strongly agreed, but it's an R, we just.
No, so strongly agree is a 4.
Oh, so if it's strongly agreed
Yeah, it's
regular,
one
we
to-
add 4. If it's strongly agreed with an R, we minus 4.
Well, then it's just like 1 point.
So subtract your response on these items from 5. So
The variable, I think it's
that would be
responses.
1.
I figured it was just like
5
1
minus 4.
Yeah.
Then,
So it's, sorry, it's not like subtracting any, it's just like it's 1 point instead of 4 points.
Well, no, you do subtract. So you're never gonna write down a number that's not 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Is there maybe a way that we can just look up the self-esteem scale and like take it, and then just write down the answer?
Can you get the plot as well?
That way we
Well,
don't
like-
have to do so much of the adding.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know.
not,
Yeah, plots.
like, okay, so like I know it says like subtract it, but it's just like 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
What I'm
Like,
saying
you
is,
don't
why
really
not just
have
close
to
this and
subtract.
take it that way and then just get the answer? That way we don't have to do so much of the adding.
Oh, a little bit.
But like, this is really not that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, but maybe I'm just.
Okay, like I think like once you understand it, then it'll make more sense. Like if you read it, so
Like, so if it says an R, strongly.
they're not ordered. So like, yeah.
No.
They're not ordered?
So make sure they're the same order for everyone on the form. Just the order on the form is not the same as this.
Okay.
So
So do you wanna ask me the question and I'll tell you the answer?
Wait, is it one?
if y'all want to see like how Brandon's and I are doing it, that might.
Yes, I'm on individual response to.
Okay,
So
so
you
we
get
were on the
that?
second question.
At times, I think
On
I'm no
the
good at
whole,
all.
I'm
And that was a
Disagree.
Strongly agree.
Okay, this makes a little bit more sense. So, do you know how to read this?
Would it be-
At times I think I am no good at all.
Sure.
Strongly disagree.
Okay, so that was disagree and 5 minus.
I feel I have a number of good qualities.
Okay, so basically.
Regular.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I feel that I have a number of good qualities.
Okay, what was that?
I am able to do things as well as other people. Agreed.
I'm able to do things as well as other people. Strongly agree. Okay.
I feel I do not have much to be proud of. Disagree.
I feel I do not have much to be proud of.
Okay, so you're not.
And what was the answer to that?
Oh, disagree.
Okay.
I certainly feel useful at times.
I agree.
Okay.
Useless.
I have to agree.
Yeah, you guys So it doesn't really matter. As long
I
as
feel I am a person of worth, at least I'm equal clean of others.
Okay,
Strongly
well,
agree.
then I think it's easier to.
That was agree.
Mhm.
Okay.
I wish I could have more respect for myself.
I wish I
Agree.
could have more respect
So
for
your
myself.
grouping will be.
That's a
Disagree.
Yes.
Okay.
All in all, I'm inclined to think that I'm a failure.
All in all,
Disagree.
I'm inclined to think that I'm a failure. Disagree.
I take a positive attitude toward myself. Agree.
Oh, okay.
I take a positive attitude toward myself.
Okay, so
Agree.
control, which is good,
Okay.
like everyone's
Next one?
using.
So that was everything for the
same
first one?
thing,
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
what?
so,
What's
are y'all doing group two?
Yes, we're doing
Okay.
group two.
Or we
Yeah,
gotta.
so now, okay, I guess we can add those up.
Yeah, have the orders, and then on the whole, I'm
So
satisfied
actually
with
people use
myself.
scissors.
Agree.
So just look and tell you the response.
Okay.
Strongly
So
agree.
this is something
And then at times I think
Strongly
I'm no good.
disagree.
then you
Agree.
can do a correlation.
Agree.
Which is.
Agree.
That was
Oh, wait.
agree. So.
I'm still on one.
Okay.
I was about to say, I think I made a
Okay.
mistake.
What was the, I had to.
And then I feel
Okay, the
that I
first one is
remember good
disagree.
qualities, strongly agree.
I'm gonna edit this doc and make
Agree.
them all in the right order.
I just
Okay.
number them off, so I didn't.
Okay, will you tell me the first?
Agree.
Yeah, usually. we
Yeah,
try
on the whole,
to
I'm
put
satisfied.
everything
Strongly
in
agree.
It'd be easier
Agree.
to.
At times, I think I'm no good at all.
And then you just need
Agree.
a code book to remind you later on.
Strongly
I feel that I
disagree.
remember good qualities.
Just 2 seconds.
Agree.
I usually have 2 documents. One is the.
Strongly agree.
One is the code book.
Disagree.
You understand what those numbers are?
Okay.
Disagree.
What else?
I could also go
Yeah, you have to-
if you wanted to like number one
Something I
through
think we
20,
should
I
add
could
in,
just go
because I was
through
thinking
all
about
of
this
them,
as we're
like
running
all
tests.
the first questions.
We're gonna have to run that.
Strongly agree.
Would that be?
I think we might make a mistake if we do it that way.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah.
Is there some word searches that just end up being?
So then, I feel that I have a number of good qualities, I'm able to say things as well as other people.
Agree.
Let's say.
I feel I do not
one
have much
on
to
each
do.
side of the
Agree.
scene.
No,
Yeah.
so they're also the same rock words.
Strongly agree. Disagree.
Here, if you want to see.
Agree.
I'll show you.
Do you wanna add those up and I'll add them into the spreadsheet?
I was just gonna list all of them and have them listed.
Okay.
So,
They're also gonna admit it.
Agree.
Actually, this is harder than I expected.
Okay, so the first thing was on the whole, I'm
Have you
satisfied with
used-
yourself.
Agree.
what is it you want me to do?
Oh, the first is
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, as a whole, I'm satisfied.
Agree.
At times, I think I'm no
Yeah,
good.
we're-
I feel that I've never good qualities.
Agree.
I'm able to do.
Yeah, this is like.
Strongly
Like, I
agree.
can't imagine being the participant, it's gonna be kind of stressful.
Strongly
I
agree.
Trying to
agree
find
things
that.
as well as other people.
Yep.
I was
Other
actually
than I
thinking,
feel
'cause
like
I'm not
I'm
familiar
much
with the
weaker.
terms. I thought word search is you give it them, a paragraph. And then it has like a lot
I
of
certainly
broad
feel
Agree.
useless at times.
terms in it. And then they're like searching for those.
Strongly
broad,
disagree.
I feel
Yeah.
that I'm a person of work.
That would be
Agree.
easier.
I figured that would be.
Up to you, because I don't
Agree.
know.
I wish I could have more
Usually when we
respect for
ask
myself.
people to do
Strongly
things, it's
disagree.
kind of high cognitive.
Strongly disagree.
All in all, I'm inclined to think that I'm a failure.
Agree.
It's not
I take
very
positive
attitudes are very.
Strongly disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, now
Strongly
strongly
disagree.
Energy.
So then, this is
Strongly
strongly
agree.
agree to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing we had,
Yeah,
it
as long as
was,
you
Agree.
can like justify.
Second
or, yeah,
thing.
the-
Agree.
we had agree, okay, now we're on third.
And then strongly agree.
Agree. Strongly agree. Agree.
Yeah, that's a good explanation too.
So,
Disagree.
Make sure they're not.
And then disagree.
Strongly agree.
That would be very difficult for me.
Agree.
And then strongly agree.
Agree.
But for you guys.
Disagree.
Probably.
And then disagree.
I
Agree.
think so far we've seen people.
Strongly disagree.
Okay.
There you go.
so now, so we just did, I wish I could have more respect for myself, and that was disagree.
Strongly agree.
Yes, and then I'm inclined to think I'm a failure.
Agree.
Strongly disagree.
Agree.
And
Disagree.
then I take a positive attitude toward myself.
Strongly agree. Agree.
Okay, so now we're on
Agree. Strongly disagree. Agree.
And strongly agree.
So, I think
Strongly
we're
disagree.
trying
Strongly disagree.
And I was just reading.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly agree.
And then you'll see it.
Disagree.
And I was like, hold on.
Strongly disagree.
Okay, so now we're on all.
Strongly agree.
So think I'm familiar?
Yeah.
Strongly disagree. And then last one, strongly agree.
Okay.
Can you do the?
Agree.
It's not as intuitive as it sounds.
Strongly agree.
And then disagree.
Strongly agree. Agree.
Agree.
Yeah, you can just do it, yeah.
Disagree. Agree.
Okay.
This is the one we really want.
Agree.
So I have.
Agree.
Agree.
Disagree.
Disagree.
I said I thought this would be different.
Agree.
Okay.
One second. Okay, for like
Agree.
Agree.
Person of work, agree.
And then when it turns out.
More respect, strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
And then I'm like, okay.
Agree.
All in all,
So strongly agree with
more
Agree. Agree.
all in all, agree.
Agree.
So basically,
Take positive attitude,
Disagree.
agree.
Are you suspicious? And then it's.
Strongly disagree.
Before.
Strongly agree.
Okay, then I said like. Oh, okay.
That was 10, so we have 30. Do you want to add it
I think
now?
it's 7.
Since we're a little over done.
Strongly
I
agree.
know we're only going to be here
I think we should.
Disagree.
I kind of rather just keep going, so that way we at least have them all.
Strongly disagree.
I feel like, so we can see if more response.
I feel like I should be proud of strongly disagree.
Okay, I'll just go.
I feel useless, strongly agree.
But there's a way to correlate when they.
Person of work, agree.
So that's agree.
Yes. I wish I could more respect, strongly agree. All in all, strongly agree. Positive attitude, strongly disagree.
Okay.
So like it's the lot.
6.
Satisfied with myself, disagree.
No
No good, agree. Number of good, agree.
Yes.
Right, did you rearrange these or just the original?
Are you in the Google Doc? I rearranged them so that they're in order of what the form is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're.
Number of good qualities, agree.
So I feel like I don't agree. Okay, so the next one.
I'm able to do things with all those people, disagree.
It's chi-square test. You guys know
I
chi-square?
feel like I'm actually proud of, disagree. I certainly feel useless, agree.
Okay.
Person of work, disagree.
Okay.
More respect, agree. All in
I actually
all,
have
agree.
chi-square instructions. Well, if you need that, I can send it to
Positive
you.
attitude,
yes, that'd be
disagree.
Just remind me, I need to find it. It's actually chi-square, so everything is terrible.
So the last question is like, do you have any idea what this might be about? And you just go, no idea.
Essentially, it's just the protocol between,
I love that.
neutral rocks and figures, and then their responses
Okay,
or
okay, that makes sense. And then I was thinking ideally, we could switch and check each other's work.
Yeah.
Because I know it's easy to make mistakes.
Do you want to get to 10 and then?
Yeah.
Okay.
chi-square?
So then
I
7,
remember.
agree.
So 7 agree, okay.
Okay,
Disagree.
I will find it. It's, if you go to.
Number of good qualities,
the,
agree.
The slides.
Able to
there's a
do
link
things,
underneath,
disagree.
like, those, you slide, and then you
Don't know
go
much
there,
to be
it's
proud
actually a
of,
little
disagree.
book. And on the side, it has a lot of, subcategories.
Certainly
like
feel
how you
useless,
use t-test, how you
disagree.
use, chi-square, and all
Person
that.
of work, strongly
So then
agree.
for our third assignment,
More respect,
You just need
disagree.
the, data, you don't need.
All in all, strongly disagree.
Yeah, if you take a
Wait.
look at the example.
All in all, was disagree?
Strongly disagree.
Okay.
Positive attitude, agree.
Okay.
strongly
In the
disagree.
PowerPoint, it has the for.
Okay.
if
Number of
you
good
don't
qualities,
say anything,
strongly
just ask.
agree.
Oh, I get it.
Able to do
Able
things,
to
agree.
Instead of something formatting,
Just
just a
the data format. Now, I used to
I feel like how much we have is strongly
Or
disagree.
you're adding on.
and you
Right.
can just put everything into
Okay.
the software.
Certain
That's
beliefs
all.
strongly
I had
disagree.
them subtract it.
Okay.
Person of
Just
worth
make sure you
strongly
have all the
agree.
data, soon, I guess.
For respect,
Yeah.
disagree.
Yep, and then. just try to-
All in all, strongly
You
disagree.
only have one.
Positive attitude,
Sorry.
strongly agree.
And you only have one main hypothesis to test, so it's pretty easy after you have all the data. Just, right.
On the whole, strongly agree.
It'd be hard.
Would you
At
suggest that
times,
you want
strongly
to have
disagree.
more shorter term ones, like wanting to see?
Number of good
not
qualities,
only like
strongly
age, but
agree.
we talked about like station.
And then I also.
Able to do things as well, agree.
It's like we know the wrong word search people.
We don't have much to be
Oh,
proud
yeah.
of, strongly
But I would say
disagree.
like that's
So I
also
don't
full-time.
those.
Yeah, like if you go back
Strongly
more
disagree.
words,
Just mention
like,
that in the
I mean,
invitation.
indicate that,
Person of
yeah,
worth
it's fine.
strongly
better.
agree.
Yeah, and I think
For
about it, a lot of
respect,
things
strongly
forward,
disagree.
Right.
All in all, strongly disagree.
Just pick this word.
Positive attitude, strongly agree.
Wait, question?
Yes.
Oh, actually, I need to.
Satisfied, agree.
So we have two.
At times, strongly agree.
So one is.
Number of qualities, agree. Able to do things, agree.
You don't need to
Don't
do
have
this,
much to be proud of,
when you run the
disagree.
analysis, it would just take all that.
Feel useless,
If there's no
agree.
response, it would just.
Person of worth,
Yeah.
agree.
I think that's good.
More respect, disagree.
And then our second one.
All in all, disagree. Positive attitude, agree.
Okay, will be the society.
Okay, I was gonna say, we only have one more minute.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good way to do it.
I thought honestly, that was
Yeah.
really efficient, yeah.
It's like FaceTime.
Yeah, we can if we want to, would that help?
Probably.
I was like, cause,
Yeah.
like,
That's a lot, that takes so much more time to like reference
Yeah.
back
You
and
can read
forth.
off the
Yeah.
suspicious.
Or even if you just wanted to like come over for a little bit, like, we could do
Yeah,
that,
that would be
like,
great.
all of y'all can if you want to.
Yeah, we can just meet up somewhere
Yeah.
and then like finish up our list real quick and then check each other's and then if we get.
So it's like, and then we can like start the.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love that.
I'm
Where do y'all
gonna-
live? I was like, I know you're in the.
Yeah, I'm in Lethbridge.
Do you like that place? Really? Is it like a long time?
Just the more.
Really? It takes me like maybe 5 hours.
If you can't get it, it's fine.
Is your schedule like all spread out? Like how many times do you have to drive to class every day? Oh, I guess because it's all online.
Yeah, so my morning classes are all in person at 9, so I always just drive that in. Even if I have to drive
Like me and my roommates, we want to get like a townhome or like a condo or something, is that like my guy friends are gonna stay next door. But I don't want to drive from here to
Yeah.
you know? I feel like that would just be such.
I have to turn 6 last year.
Really?
Yeah, and then this year, I love both.
Would y'all be free to meet up later today?
I can't today. But tomorrow.
All right. For online students, if you need to talk to me about your project, just unmute yourself. The class is already over, but if you can just quickly tell me what you need, and I'll try to explain it.
Can you hear us?
Monday nights was working well.
Like also, what should we like collect on people? Is it just age and gender?
Oh, yeah, we need
I cannot hear you actually. Hold on, give me 1 second. Can you try again?
Can you hear me?
Oh yes.
Okay. I have several the rest of my group members are also here. We are waiting on our final approval for the survey that we sent out.
Did you send an email to me?
Well, I don't know.
Yes, I think.
I could definitely.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Who sent it to me?
Samaya Salvaro too?
What's the name again?
This has to be actually none of our hypotheses we know is who failed.
What's the name? Like,
Samaya?
oh, okay. Okay, I see it. I'm going to take a look at it, and I will let you know what happens. Because right now I don't think I can open it on my phone. I'll take a look and I will give you a response by today. Thank you. I just saw your email. But I'll take a look at it. Yep. So yeah, I will send an email to the whole group and let you know the response, I guess. Any other questions?
Can we send it out to be taken?
Could you say that again?
Is this all good to go? Like if the question for the survey is suitable, can we send it out so that we can have participants take it?
I would need to take a look at your email, because usually I take the weekends off. If you send me something on the weekends, I don't check it until Monday. So I will take a look and I will let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? We good? Okay. All right. I'll let you know as soon as I get to the email. And you should be good to go by today. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wan.
No problem. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.